Hey you guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Long time no see a little bit. Things got weird. I had some technical issues. I was working on getting that declutter series started, and that will be the next thing that comes up, I swear. But my flash drive broke, and my computer doesn't have enough memory to store stuff without it, and blah blah blah. I lost a whole bunch of footage. So that was annoying. And then it was Thanksgiving, and I went up to spend the holiday week with my family, and so I couldn't work on it then. So yeah, that's kind of where I've been at. However, today I have a very exciting thing planned. I'm going to do a little bit of a haul type video, which I don't normally do because I don't usually buy a whole bunch of makeup all at once. But in the month of November, I've managed to collect a pretty decent pile because number one, my birthday was the beginning of the month, as was the Sephora VIB sale, and then Black Friday happened as well, so I got a couple of things then. So long story boring, I've put a pretty decent sized pile together of things that I collected throughout the month of November. So I'm excited to share those with you. I have tried almost all of this at least once, so I have some kind of first impressions on them as well that I will share kind of as we go along. So I'm excited to make this video. It's been a long time coming. Without any further ado, let's get right into it. So I guess it's best to start at the beginning. So at the beginning of the month, I placed a couple of Sephora orders during the Sephora sale. That was during the first few days of November. I placed a couple and I don't remember what came in which order, so I'm kind of just gonna talk about all of it at the same time. Before I get into the makeup, I did order a couple of non-makeup items that I'm pretty excited about. This first thing is the Kayali sample set. This is the perfume line that's sort of affiliated with Huda Beauty, and I've just heard really great things about these perfumes. So there are 8 little samples in here, and I've tried all of them once so far, and they smell so good. So I'm really enjoying having this. This was definitely worthwhile for me. I also picked up, I am a lip mask junkie. I go through lip masks so fast, and I do love the Laneige ones. I've been buying the e.l.f. one lately just because the Laneige ones are kind of pricey, but I saw this on the website during the sale. This is a little sample set of 5 different Laneige lip sleeping masks, and it was only $20 full price. So, you know, with the sale, I got a little extra off of that, and it has a bunch of flavors. It has the original berry, the gummy bear one, and then mango, mint chocolate, and sweet candy. So I'm really excited to try these when I run out of the e.l.f. one that I am working on right now. So getting into the makeup from those beginning of the month Sephora sale orders, I picked up some items from the Sephora Collection because those, if you don't know, during the VIB sales, the Sephora Collection runs 30% off as opposed to the 10, 15, or 20 on everything else. So I picked up this. This is the Sephora Micro Smooth Baked Face Powder. Mine's in the shade 15 Nude, which is a good skin match for me. This is beautiful. I'm really, really happy I picked this up. I've used this several times since I got it. I used it as an all-over finishing powder today, and I feel like it is so smoothing, and it adds just a touch more coverage, not a ton. It's not going to do a lot, but it kind of evens the skin tone a little bit. This does a lot of what I think my favorite baked powder does, the Kosas Cloud Set one. I don't love it quite as much. I think this one has a little more tint to it, and it's a little less perfecting, but it does a lot of the same things at a lower price point. So this is kind of a good alternative to that if you are into that kind of look. Also from the Sephora Collection, I picked up another one of their retractable lip liners. I love these. These are one of my favorite lip liner formulas. I have like 3 of them already, I think, or was this my 3rd? I don't remember. They're so good. The lasting power is crazy. The formula is so, so creamy. So during every sale, I end up picking up at least one more of these. This one is a shade I've had my eye on for a while. This is the shade 29, Dressed to the 90s. And it's just this really pretty, they describe it as like a purpley brown. I don't really think so. I think it's a nude with kind of a little bit of that like grayish undertone. It's really pretty. This is such a good shade to have on hand for like the fall and winter months, so I'm very happy I picked this up as well. If you've never tried these lip liners, I highly recommend it. So my final Sephora Collection purchase was also from a line I've tried a lot from before. I bought another one of the Lip Stories lipsticks. This is one of the satin formula. It is in the shade 3, which is oui, as in French for yes. It's this cute, kind of cool toned-ish, nudie pink kind of color. Again, I feel like it'll be really good for like winter spring kind of vibes. Really pretty wearable color, so I'm excited about that one. This is kind of a fan favorite of the Lip Stories line, so I'm glad I got my hands on it while it was in stock. So moving on to the non-Sephora Collection items, I also picked up a couple things from Tower 28. I really like Tower 28, so I actually grabbed a few things. I picked up a mini of the Tower 28 Make Waves mascara because I heard so many people talking about this mascara and how great it was. And again, I really like Tower 28 as a brand, and they tend to be pretty affordable compared to a lot of brands at Sephora. So I wanted to give it a try. I've only tried it once so far, but I really liked how my lashes looked that day, so I'm excited to use this more. I also picked up the new Tower 28 Serum Concealer. I forget what the name is, but it's the Serum Concealer. I got it in the shade 2, I believe. It just says BU, so I think it's the shade 2. I actually did a pretty decent job shade matching. It looks really light in the tube, but it goes on a pretty good color for me. This formula is gorgeous. I've used it a few times since I got it. I have it on today, and it is so, they're not kidding about the serum thing. It is so lightweight and creamy, and it makes you look so dewy and hydrated. But at the same time, the coverage level is actually really impressive. I would expect it to be kind of a lighter coverage product, but it's not. This reminds me a lot, in a way, of my NYX Bear With Me Serum Concealer, which is currently my all-time favorite concealer. This has a lot in common with that, I think, so I'm a big fan of this so far. This was really nice. Finally, from Tower 28, I am a junkie for their glosses, so I had to pick up another one. I've really been into like sheer reds lately, and so of course, when I saw that their line had a sheer red gloss, I had to go for it. This is in the shade Spicy. This is their Shine On Lip Jelly gloss, and you know, for a sheer lip gloss, it's actually pretty pigmented. You can definitely like sheer it out more though, like you don't have to wear it at that level of pigment. Obviously you can kind of, you know, sheer it down a little bit. I love these formulas. The lip jelly and the lip like milky jelly formulas from Tower 28 are crazy good. This is like my 4th Tower 28 lip gloss or something. I love these. It's one of my favorite lip gloss formulas, so definitely had to get another one while it was on sale. So still on that same Sephora sale haul, I did kind of pick up a lot of things, but it was also kind of my birthday present to myself, so bear with me here. I did pick up a repurchase of like my favorite brow pencil of all time, or at least one of my top 3. This is the Huda Beauty Bomb Brows Micro Pencil. This is like my 3rd one of these. I love this pencil, and I love it so much because the tip is, I'm trying to make sure it focuses. The tip is so teeny tiny. It's like the size of a mechanical pencil tip, if I'm not mistaken. It is so small. And so it just makes the most beautiful hair-like strokes ever. I feel like I go through it so fast, but I don't even really mind because I think full price it's like $17, which for a high-end pencil is not the worst. And it's just so thin and so nice. I love this. I always love how my brows turn out when I use this, so super excited to have this back in my collection. I was out of it for a while, and I missed it a lot. I also picked up this mini, which, I mean, it's mini, but it still has a lot of powder in it. This is the Laura Mercier Ultra Blur Translucent Powder. So, obviously, we all know about the, like, cult classic Laura Mercier Translucent Powder, but they put out this one in, like, an Ultra Blur finish, and I was like, anything that's super blurring, I'm on board. And I also think this won, like, one of the Allure Awards this year, with the Allure Best of Beauty Awards, and so I was like, okay, I'll bite. I'm curious. And I've used it under my eyes a couple of times, usually with the Tower 28 concealer. Probably not fair to be testing a new powder with a new concealer, but whatever. So far, I like what it does for my under eyes. I feel like it really sets the concealer that I'm wearing without causing it to look like dry and crepey, and it also kind of smooths out the lines as well. But again, I've been using it with almost exclusively one concealer. I think I may have also used it with my NYX one. But again, the NYX is my all-time favorite, and this is very similar to that. So needs some testing with other concealers that kind of pull less of the weight on their own, and I'll get back to you. But so far, I'm happy with it. And then finally, I got some cheek products that I have been so excited about. First things first, I picked up the cream bronzer I have been pining for a while because everybody's been talking about how much they love this. This is the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. They call it an all-over warming complexion tint. It's a cream bronzer. It is so creamy. It's like almost balmy. It melts as soon as your finger touches it. It's really thin, and it just goes on so beautifully. Like, it's a soft, like dewy sort of warmth that it gives. It's so pretty, but it also builds really nicely. I feel like you can definitely like get it to build up to be a little bit more pigmented. I mean, it is the lightest shade, so it's only gonna get so deep, but it definitely builds up at least a little bit, and on me, that shade works beautifully. It's such a nice, like, subtle hint with that little bit of dewiness to it, and it blends right in. It looks so natural and so beautiful, and I definitely see the hype of this. I get it. I'm super happy I finally picked this up because I have been using it constantly. At least half of the time that I've used cream bronzer since I bought it, I've used this one. It's so nice. I've really been loving it. And last but certainly not least, from the Sephora sale haul, we have the Danessa Myricks. What are these called? The Yummy Skin, like, blush balm things. This is in the shade Rosé and Brunch. This is so pretty. This shade is like my favorite kind of nude, warm pink kind of shade. It's uber pigmented, super ultra pigmented, but it blends like a dream, just absolutely buttery smooth. Let me kind of show you what I'm talking about. I mean, it blends so easily. I get what they mean by balm. It definitely has a really thin kind of texture. The thing that blew me away the most about this when I first tried it was the longevity. I put this on at the beginning of a really long day, and it stayed on the whole day. Like, blushes usually fade pretty quick, especially for me. I like a heavy blush look. So for me, blushes tend to fade kind of quickly. And this one, I don't even think I set it with powder blush. I think I just wore it by itself. And it wore all day long, no problem. So nice. It's so pretty. I've been using this one a lot too. This and the Makeup by Mario bronzer have been like my go-to combo since I bought them. So pretty. So I am pretty satisfied with how that Sephora haul turned out for me. Really no disappointments, at least not yet. So very happy with those purchases. When I placed that order, I also got the November birthday gift, and I opted for the Todd Duo. So you get 2 little products in that. You get a little mini of the Todd, I think it's called Major Brow or something like that. The name's not, yes it is. It's the Major Brow Lamination Gel. I've heard really good things about this, so I was excited to try it. I really like the applicator. It's got kind of an interesting shape to it. So you can see it's kind of got like a paddle side and then a brush side. And I found that is really helpful for kind of getting it spread through the brows really evenly. And the hold is fantastic. This stuff is sticky when it goes on, and it holds your brows great. I think the one thing I didn't love about it was that when I washed my makeup off, it came off in like crumbles. Like, it dried and then it didn't melt back down when I washed my face. It was like, it like crumbled. Like, I could feel the crumbles on my face when I was rubbing my cleansing oil in. So that was kind of weird. It's not necessarily a deal breaker. It, you know, did the job as a brow gel. Just kind of a weird thing that might bother some people. For me, I think it's fine, and I will continue to use it. So it's a good one. And then also in that same set is the lip gloss that I'm wearing today. I love this. This is the Todd Major Glow Lip Shine. It's so hard to see the letters on this packaging. This is in the shade She's Expensive, and it is an ultra sparkly lip gloss. It is so pretty. But the sparkles don't really translate to the lips that much, which I like. I don't really love the super sparkly lip look. It looks kind of weird to me. These sparkles are so micro fine that they translate to the lips from a distance anyway. I mean, obviously, if you look up close, you're going to see glitter. But from a distance, they translate as just this high shine, catching the light, really, really beautiful look. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to put on a little bit more so you can kind of see what I mean. I have my mirror right here, so give me a sec. So I added a little bit more to my lips, and you can see it's just so shiny. It kind of lightened up my lipstick a little bit. I might kind of deepen it back up with a lip liner a little, but oh my goodness, it's so shiny. And I really feel like the glitter is not aggressive. So I'm a huge fan of this. Also, it's so comfortable. It's like lip oil texture. It's not even a little bit sticky, and you can't feel the glitter. That's like my least favorite thing about those glittery lip glosses is when you can feel the glitter. You can't at all. Patrick Ta absolutely like did it again. I love Patrick Ta. I've tried a bunch of his stuff and I love it. This is no exception. This is top-notch lip gloss. Super, super pretty. So let's move on to like my birthday haul. So I turned 25 on November 5th, and I also got a couple of products from the Sephora sale from my mom. So I'm counting them as like birthday presents. The first thing that I got is this LYS Triple Fix Foundation. I've had my eye on this for the longest time, and my mom picked it up for me because I stuck it in the cart. I've tried a sample of it before, so I knew I really liked how it looked on the skin, but oh my gosh. They call this a serum foundation, and I don't think that the texture when you pump it out is necessarily serumy. It's thicker than a serum, I think. It's not quite so watery thin as what I would consider to be a serum foundation, but the finish, I get why they call it that, because it has that like sink into the skin, dewy, glowy kind of look and feel to it. The coverage is beautiful. It's like a solid medium. You can build it up if you need to, but I personally don't love building it up because it does have that kind of dewy glowiness to it, and I found that if you try to build it too much, it can kind of start to settle and break in kind of a weird way. So thin layers would be my recommendation for this, and if you do that, it looks phenomenal. So I really liked this. And then also ordered by my mom from the Sephora sale for my birthday, I got this little Pat McGrath lip trio. I have this exact trio in a different shade. I have the Divine Rose trio, and that was how I found out how much I like Pat McGrath's lip products. They're really good, but I don't want to spend that kind of money, especially since I don't go through lip products like that. You know, like I'm not going to use them up, especially a full size. So I picked up the Divine Rose trio that came with a lip liner, a lipstick, and a lip gloss, and so this is the Nude Venus trio, and I'm more of a nude lip girl than a pink lip girl, so this I was even more excited about when I saw it. So it comes with the Nude Venus lip liner, which is a beautiful kind of peachy pink shade. It's really pretty. It's exactly like my go-to lip liner shade. I love it. Then the Nude Venus matte lipstick. It has that classic Pat McGrath bullet packaging, which goes beautifully with the lip liner. They're pretty much a dead-on shade match. So that is the lipstick next to the lip liner. And then finally, I think this might actually be my favorite thing. The lip glosses are crazy nice. They are like perfectly pigmented. They have just enough, but so they're not like super sheer, but they don't have so much that it ends up basically just being a glossy lipstick. And they're so smooth and buttery. They're so comfortable on the lips, and they last a really long time. So there is the Nude Venus lip gloss. So that is the whole Pat McGrath lip trio in Nude Venus. Super excited to have it. You know, I'm a Pat McGrath girly. If you've been around here, I love me some Mother Pat. So I've been really enjoying these as well. So those were birthday presents that I knew I was getting because I added them to the Sephora cart myself. This one I did not know I was getting, and I'm really excited about it. Y'all also know I am a Pat McGrath girl, but I'm also a Natasha Denona girl. And so, as a birthday present, my mom picked me up the Natasha Denona Zendo palette. This is the perfect, like, summer into fall, but then you could go the winter direction, too, with, like, the kind of green, grungy side of things. This is so beautiful. I've done one look with this so far, and I loved how it turned out. I used this beautiful duochrome shimmer shade here. It's like a peachy gold with like a green reflect. And to go with that, I put some of that mint green cream to powder in my inner corner, and it was so pretty. I think this color story is really, really inspiring to do some really fun things, and I'm a warm tone girly, so this is so much fun for me. And then it kind of brings back the kind of old trend of doing warm tone neutrals with some blues and greens, and I loved that trend, so I'm totally cool with bringing that back. So I think this palette is super fun, and I'm so excited to have it. And finally, for my birthday presents from my mom, well, this is actually from both of my parents. This isn't a makeup item, but it's like makeup adjacent, which is why I wanted to talk about it. My parents took a cruise around like the Mediterranean kind of part of Europe not that long ago. Like they came back like 2 days before my birthday, and they did some shopping when they were in like Spain and Italy and places like that, and they found a store that did leather bags that were made out of kind of like scrap leather, essentially. I don't usually buy leather. I'm a vegetarian, and so it's kind of like an ethical thing for me. I don't really buy products that require an animal to be killed for them, so I don't usually buy myself leather. But this makeup bag that they purchased me came from a store that used basically scrap leather. So other designer stores would make whatever they were making out of their leather, and then whatever's left over is what this store would use to make their products. And so, yes, it is still leather, but it's much more ethically sourced leather. So it meant a lot to me that they were thinking about the things that are important to me in terms of kind of the sourcing of the leather. So it's just this beautiful black leather makeup bag. It is so, so pretty. I've used it like 4 or 5 times already, just going back and forth to my parents' place. I absolutely love it. It's so nice, like the quality is so beautiful. The inside is just this kind of canvas colored linen-y material. I don't know. I'm not good with materials, but it's a beautiful makeup bag. I really, really like this, so I'm super happy to have it. It's just a simple black bag, but that's the kind of thing I like. I'm into simple, so this is perfect, and I love it, and I'm so happy to have it, and it just means a lot that they really put the thought in to get something a little more ethical for me. So I love this, and I have been using it a ton. Moving on, I also got a fun little birthday gift assortment from my best friend. We've been best friends since we were like toddlers, and so she knows me very well, and so of course she got me a bunch of makeup. The first thing she got me was this gift set from like the Sephora Favorites line. I'll put it up right here, like a picture of what it looks like. It was like the Clean Beauty set from the Sephora Favorites for this year, and I'm really excited because there were several products in there that I had been dying to try, and it has like 3 or 4 full-size items in there. So the first thing is a mini. I haven't tried this yet because I'm like very particular about skincare. I will try this though because I am curious. This is the Freck Beauty Cactus Water Lactic Acid Toner. My skin responds pretty well to lactic acid. It hasn't been super clear lately, so I'm trying to get that cleared up before I try anything new, but I definitely want to give this a go. So fingers crossed that it doesn't I don't react like crazy to it, but I'm excited about that. I've heard Freck makes really nice products, so that's exciting. It also came with this mini of the Rose Ink mascara. I've tried this a couple of times. It's nice. Like I don't necessarily think it's anything to write home about in terms of a mascara, but it's pretty. It kind of gives the clean girl vibe, like the everyday, just kind of a little bit blacker, a little bit longer lashes, which again, on like a day-to-day basis is really nice. I don't think you're gonna get like a glam lashes from this mascara, but I'm not always going for glam lashes. So far so good. I like it, am I gonna buy a full size? Probably not, but I'm gonna use it up because it's cute. This is one that I was super excited about. This is the Say Dewy Blush, or Dew Blush. This is in the shade Chili. I definitely kind of thought that this shade wouldn't look great on me because cool pinks just kind of don't flatter my skin tone that much usually. Something about this one, though, I feel like the name Chili is so appropriate because it just kind of looks like the shade your face turns in the cold, or my face anyway, because I'm ultra pale. It's not super, super pigmented. Comes with like the doe foot applicator, similar to the Rare Beauty, but it's much less pigmented than the Rare Beauty. And then a little bit thicker in texture. It's kind of more of like a true cream as opposed to a liquid, if that makes sense. Really, really pretty though. I've really been enjoying wearing this. I've worn it a few times since I got it, and it's a great formula. I see what the hype was about for sure. Also in that set was a full size of the clear Kosas Air Brow. My mom is a huge fan of the Kosas brow products, so I have been kind of intrigued by them. So getting this was really exciting. I've been using this a ton. It's a really nice clear brow gel. It's not one of those ones that's gonna be ultra sticky and like laminate your brows into place. It's not that kind of brow gel. Like, it's not at all like the NYX brow glue or even like the Patrick Ta Major Brow. It's not like that at all. It just kind of sets your brow hairs where you want them to be. It doesn't like slick them down, but it just kind of makes them stay up. And also for me, I like using brow gels that act as kind of a little bit of a grip for whatever color products I want to put on top of them, and this one does that for me as well. So it's just a solid brow gel, and it's just really user friendly. It has a teeny tiny little wand on it. I've really been enjoying it. Like, I get it. I get why people like this. It's just kind of a workhorse product. And then finally in that set, it came with a couple of lip products. So the first one is this Cali Ray lip gloss. It's called the Glazed and Infused Plumping Glassy Lip Trip. And this is in the shade Taco Tuesday, which I think is really funny. It's just this beautiful nude pink color. I was a little bit worried about the plumping thing. I was like, oh, is that gonna be too much? It wasn't for me at all. And it's a really, really comfortable, like almost lip oil type of formula. It's super nice. I've worn it a few times since I got it, and it's just super comfy and really shiny too. So that's kind of what the shade looks like. That is Taco Tuesday. Very pretty, incredibly comfy. So I'm glad I have this. It's just such a, like a purse-friendly lip gloss. Comes in the little squeezy tube. It's kind of nostalgic, so I really like it. And last but certainly not least in that set, I got a full size of the Merit lipstick. I have heard so many good things about these, and this is in the shade L'Avenue, which I also specifically heard was so, so beautiful. It looks kind of intimidating in the tube. It looks really dark, but it's a little bit of a sheerer formula, so it comes out as this gorgeous berry brown tint kind of color, like almost a black honey kind of color, if you know what I mean. It's gorgeous, but you can definitely build the pigmentation. Like when I first got this, I wore it over like a burgundy lip liner with a burgundy like blouse, and I mean it definitely held up. This is if you build it up more. I mean, you can definitely make that work, but I really like it as kind of a sheerer shade. That's kind of it blended out but also built up. So you're never gonna get like full opacity, but you can definitely get a deeper, richer shade if that's what you're going for. It's a really comfortable formula. It's like a soft matte kind of finish, but it's not like drying or anything like that. It's interesting. It's almost a balmy matte. It's really, really interesting. It's a really nice lipstick formula. I definitely get why people were talking about these, and the packaging is so nice. It's so luxe, like really, really luxurious, and you know, that goes a long way with me. So this is an awesome, awesome addition to my collection. I feel like it's unique in my collection, which is hard because I have a ton of lipstick. So I've been loving this. I've worn it a lot. In addition to buying me that Sephora favorite set, my best friend also picked me up a couple of additional little makeup items that she thought I would like. One of them she knew I would like. This is just a backup of the mini of my all-time favorite mascara, the Rare Beauty Perfect Strokes. She knew I was gonna love this. It's my favorite mascara. I never shut up about it, so I'm not surprised that was obvious. So I'm excited to have that on hand. And then also she picked me up, she found it either like Marshalls or TJ Maxx or something, another shade of the Glossier Cloud Paints. If you've been on my channel before, then you know I bought the Glossier Cloud Paint at the spring Sephora sale in the shade Storm, and I've been obsessed with it. I loved the formula, loved the color, loved everything about it. So this is the Glossier Cloud Paint in like one of the more cult classic shades, which is the shade Dusk. It is a gorgeous, like peachy, almost like tan brown kind of nude color, which, I mean, I love like nude blushes. I love that type of deal. And this is just a really unique color for me, honestly. Like, I love this kind of thing, but I don't really think I have anything in this specific shade. So that's the shade Dusk. It's a little subtler, definitely, than Storm. Storm is like a very vibrant, like deep burnt rose kind of color. This is much softer than that, but something about it is so unique, and it kind of adds like this warmth to your face that's like somewhere between a bronzer and a blush. It's really unique. I really like it. Obviously the formula is incredible, so I've been a big fan of this, and this is fun to like layer with other blushes too, like maybe pinkier blushes that I'm like, oh, that's just a little bit too pink. If I put this underneath and then put that on top, it kind of just warms it up a little bit and makes it more peachy. So I don't know, it's been very fun to play with that shade, and I really, really like it, so I'm glad I have it. So that is what my best friend got me. So that's it for birthday stuff. The next stuff I picked up was just a couple of little random items that I grabbed on a trip to the mall with that same best friend. We were going to see the new Hunger Games movie, and there's an outlet mall close to where we were going to see the movie, and so we stopped by the outlet mall, and that outlet mall has a Shop Miss A store. And if you don't know, Miss A is this brand that has like everything for $1. Like everything is super cheap, and yeah, it's all pretty cheaply made. They have like makeup, they have brushes actually that are so nice, and also, I forgot I put this in here, but I might as well talk about it. My all-time favorite makeup sponges are from Shop Miss A. So they make some pretty decent stuff. And I just grabbed a couple of random makeup items that I stumbled across because, again, they're all like $1 to $1.50 each, depending on which line they come from. And I was like, why not? I'll try them. And so far, I've actually been pretty impressed. So let me show you what I got. I, in the checkout line, stumbled across the, like, gel liners that they carry. This one is this metallic silver color. Oh my god, it's so shiny. You can see where I stuck my finger in it. I've been wanting to play more with like different colors of gel liner, but I don't want to spend a bunch of money on a gel liner, so I can play with it like, you know, twice. This was $1 though, so you know, if I only use it, you know, a few times, okay, it was $1. Beautiful ultra metallic silver color. I'm really excited to mess around with this a little bit and see what I can come up with. I also picked up this little blush and highlighter duo. It has this kind of spiced orangey terracotta shimmery blush, which if you know me, you know I love that kind of color. And then it has this super icy highlighter. I've tried both of them. The blush is a really, really pretty color. I'm not going to blend it all the way out so you can kind of get a feel for the color, but that is what it looks like. Shimmery. Oh, it's exactly the kind of thing I'm into. The highlighter actually really surprised me. I'm wearing it today, and I don't know if you can really pick up because I buffed it into my skin pretty thoroughly. So, I mean, it looks super intense and icy on a swatch, but you can buff it right into your skin, and it just gives this really beautiful glow. Like, you kind of see that? It's really pretty when it's buffed out like that. So I'm actually super impressed. I definitely thought I was going to get like an icy stripe, but I was very pleasantly surprised. So I will actually definitely be using that more. This is, by the way, the Fly With Me Duo Blush and Highlighter. So very pretty, very cute. Packaging leaves something to be desired, sure, but you know, it's $1. Now, if you are anything like me, you may have been looking at my eyes throughout this video and going, Maddie, holy crap, what is on your eyelids? And I agree, it looks really, really nice. Would you believe me if I told you I spent $1.55 on this eyeshadow palette? And that's all I have on my eyes today, I swear to God, except I have a little bit of the highlighter from this in my inner corner. It's just this from Shop Miss A. This is the little eyeshadow quad in Sunday Afternoon, and it is so pretty. When I first saw it, it kind of reminded me of like a glam version of e.l.f.'s Bite Size palette in Cream and Sugar, which is one of my favorites. And that's kind of what it is. They've got one shimmery shade that has like, it's a goldy, bronzy shimmer, but it has like little specks of silver glitter in it. It's really beautiful and like kind of glam. So that's what that looks like. It's super pretty. But then it has this pressed glitter in it. And I'm not normally big on pressed glitter, but I was like, if I hate it, it was in a palette that cost me $1.50, I'll be okay. But it's actually gorgeous. I tapped a little bit of this glitter over the eye look that I did. I used basically exactly what you would think. I put this through the crease, deepened with this, and then put this on the lid. I tapped just a bit of this pressed glitter over the top, and it just really took it to another level. The glitter reminds me a lot of one of the only other pressed glitters in my collection that I like. It's from the ColourPop Baby Got Peach palette, and it's in the shade Hungry Ghost. This glitter reminds me a lot of that glitter. It keeps making my camera like focus and unfocus. But you can see it's kind of got like almost a peachy sparkle to it, like peach and gold. It's absolutely beautiful. So I tapped a little bit of that on top of the look, and I feel like it really just like added another dimension. So I'm actually super impressed with this little quad. The mattes are not super pigmented. They definitely like require some building, but again, for $1.55, I'm really impressed with what I got out of this. Although they're not super pigmented, they're very smooth and creamy and easy to blend. So I mean, like, hats off to Shop Miss A, because that's a really nice little eyeshadow quad. I'm super impressed with it. I'm gonna have glitter on my hand for the rest of the video, so don't mind me. Last but not least, from that trip to Shop Miss A, I was kind of walking through the lip products, and I saw that they had wine bottle shaped like lip glosses, and I am a little bit of a vino myself, so I had to have a little wine bottle lip gloss because it's so cute. Look at it. Look, it's so cute. This is in the shade Vintage, and it's just it's like a peachy brown kind of color. I don't know. I should have expected it to be this color because it's the exact color of the top. But I don't know. It's an interesting shade. It's very fall friendly. And the formula is really nice. It's really smooth. It's very pigmented for a lip gloss. I mean, I'm into it. And again, for $1, it's in a cute little wine bottle. I don't know. I've been impressed with what I picked up at Shop Miss A. They kind of killed it with this haul. So that's what I picked up on my trip to Shop Miss A. And finally, the very last item in this haul, I took a random trip to Marshall. It was not random. I went because I was looking for birthday presents for my best friend because her birthday's at the end of the month, mine's at the beginning. And I went looking for a gift for her. I picked up a couple of things, but as I was meandering through the makeup section, as I do, I saw a Pat McGrath blush. And it was $17. These are like close to $40 full price. So I said, yeah, I didn't even really care what shade it was. But fortunately for me, it is this beautiful pink with a gold shift. This is the shade Nymphette. Oh my goodness. It's really similar to NARS Orgasm. Like, very similar to NARS Orgasm. So I'm going to build it up a little on my hand so you can see how similar it is to NARS Orgasm. I mean, that's literally the same color as NARS Orgasm. Please don't mind the glitter. It's not going to come off until I wash it off. But that is the shade Nymphette. So yeah, just by accident, I stumbled across one of the shimmery shades of Pat McGrath blush in a Marshall's. Love that for me, because I love shimmery blush and I love Pat, so this was absolutely perfect. I've used it a bunch of times since I got it, and it's perfect. I love it. So this kind of the pièce de résistance of this whole experience. So that is everything that I have in front of me at this moment. I did mention Black Friday at the beginning of this video, and I did buy some makeup during the Cyber Monday sales. I ordered from Ulta and from ColourPop. However, those things won't be here till December, so technically it would not be makeup that I acquired in the month of November, and also I really wanted to get this video out. So maybe we'll do a separate haul for Black Friday. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in, but that is all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed seeing everything that I acquired in the month of November and hearing a little bit about my thoughts on them so far. What did you pick up during the month of November? Did you get anything exciting for Black Friday? I would love to hear what's new in your collection in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video or you got anything out of it, please leave a like. It really does help. And if you want to see more from me, including my declutter series that I swear to God is going to be the next thing that I post. I'm going to start it. Next video is going to be the first video in the declutter series. So if you're interested in seeing that, please hit subscribe down below. I would absolutely love to have you. And until the next one, bye you guys.